Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about Jonah Hill. Now, if you've been on social media for the past couple of days, you will have seen quite a bit about Jonah Hill and his ex-girlfriend, Sarah Brady. If you don't know what's going on there, I'm going to catch you up. Quick note, there were Instagram stories posted by Sarah Brady. Because they're Instagram stories, after 24 hours, they disappear, and unless someone reposts them, I'm not going to have them. So the Instagram stories I'm going to put up are not going to be in any particular order, though I don't think the order is particularly necessary here because they are just written posts. Also, I just want to say this is going to be a video of me catching you up with what's going on. Not really super opinionated on this one, mainly because I don't feel like we have all of the context. Even just from Sarah Brady's side, I feel like we only have a tiny bit of it, let alone that as of when I'm filming this, on Sunday, Jonah Hill still hasn't said anything, so we only have a tiny sliver of the story. Anyway, I did want to read a bit of an article to catch us all up so we're all on the same page before we look at the screenshots. I'll put a timestamp if you already know that and just want to see the screenshots. Jonah Hill's ex-girlfriend Sarah Brady claims actor is a misogynist narcissist, shares several messages. Misogynist hiding in plain sight, Sarah Brady captioned a post that featured an image of the two of them attending the premiere of Don't Look Up. The former couple confirmed their romance in 2021, appearing to split up a little over a year later. The actor has since welcomed a child with Olivia Miller. Sarah Brady, the ex-girlfriend of actor Jonah Hill, has gone public about her experience dating someone, seemingly the famed actor, writer, and producer, in a series of Instagram stories in which she claims he was narcissistic. Although Brady initially did not say that she was explicitly referring to Hill, she did share screenshots of an alleged conversation the two had, among other multiple messages. A little over a year after a split with the actor, Brady took to social media to seemingly talk about her experience dating Hill, starting with a black and white photo posted to Instagram with a caption, "Reviving a pic I took down by request of a misogynist narcissist." Brady also liked a comment left by a user which said, "I just want to say, the type of man Jonah is, some of us think we can save them in the sense that we can show them how worthy of love they are and outdo all of the trauma and any harm in their life that caused them to be so insecure," appearing to confirm the misogynist narcissist in question is allegedly her actor ex. Over the course of several Instagram posts, Brady shared videos of people discussing their interactions with narcissists and mentioned the residual trauma she currently deals with. She also shared screenshots of conversations she had with people responding to her experiences. "I've kept so much to myself about my last relationship," she said in one conversation, "because he made me feel like I had to hide the intimate details of our relationship. Sometimes he would get upset at me, venting to family." In another screenshot, Brady said she used Google's search option to look up narcissism signs because she thought she was one. Like, it's common for the partner of a narcissistic person to believe that they're the narcissist, she wrote. So I'll link the article down below because it does contain more information. I think that's what's really pertinent, along with the screenshots that we're going to look into in a second. Now, just for reference, Sarah Brady is a surfer. This will be important later. So let's look at the screenshots. This is the one I saw going around the most, and this is what introduced me to all of this. So this is a text from Jonah Hill, apparently. "Plain and simple, if you need surfing with men, boundaryless and appropriate friendships with men, to model, to post pictures of yourself in a bathing suit, to post sexual pictures, friendships with women who are in unstable places and from your wild recent past beyond getting a lunch or coffee or something respectful, I'm not the right partner for you. If these things bring you to a place of happiness, I support it, and there will be no hard feelings. These are my boundaries for romantic partnership. My boundaries with you based on the ways these actions have hurt our trust." There's a lot to be said right off the bat. Now, very clearly, whatever boundaries you deem are your boundaries are, as they note, your boundaries, and you are entirely allowed to have them, and other people can't tell you that they're wrong if they're actually boundaries and not weird ways to abuse people. Let me be clear. That being said, I also think there has to be a bigger discussion about boundaries because your boundaries over time might change. But I do think that when you start dating someone, you get an idea of who they are, even just via their social media. You see what they post, you see how they act even on your first dates, right? So I do think that there are certain boundaries that if they're make or break for you, you need to get out of the way. Not immediately, but relatively quickly. The same way that when you start dating someone, if you don't want kids or if you want kids, that's something you might want to mention because that is make or break for a lot of people, and people won't pursue a relationship if they already know that you want or don't want kids, depending on what they want, right? So a lot of these boundaries to me seem rather make or break, because if you are going to ask a surfer to not surf with men, like an entirety of a gender that she can't surf with, that very well could be make or break. Now, I don't know what her career is like. I don't know what the job is like. But if she works with a company, especially with sponsors, I don't really know how manageable it is to not surf with men at all. Which also begs the question, what does surfing with men mean? Does that mean that you go there together? What if they're already there? Do you not go in the water? You see, there are all these logistics that immediately to me stand out as life complicating, let me just put it that way. So immediately there are compatibility problems there. Outlawing friendships with a gender to me is very weird. I've always thought that. Posting pictures in a swimsuit or posting videos in a swimsuit, I don't really know how avoidable that is considering she's a surfer. I guess she can wear those like full bodysuit things, but is that better? I don't know. There are a lot of things here that seem to very much intersect with the life of the woman he chose to be in a relationship with. Like you pick a surfer and then you tell her she can't wear a swimsuit in pictures when that's a big part of her life, if not her work. Again, we only know one side of the story. I'm just reacting to what is out there, but really, I can only draw conclusions on small parts of what we have. I also am very weirded out. This is one thing I will die on the hill of. Friendships with women who are in unstable places. What is that? Like, what does that mean? Who determines what is an unstable place? Does that mean women who aren't in relationships? People who do not align with your modality of stability? What does stability mean here? Because in this case, would it mean that she would have to drop friends who don't fit into the categories that he deems are correct? Because that would be a massive red flag. Anyone asking you to drop people who are actually your friends, not people telling you to drop toxic people. I'm talking about people asking you to drop actual friends because those friends don't align with their own perspectives. Troublesome, very weird, don't like that. So here are some screenshots, and all of these are relatively isolated, so we don't know what happened before or after. So here it says, literally just say hello and leave the convo. I love how your therapist thinks I suck. I literally am the best boyfriend on earth. Oh, and modeling, which is the last profession I would be with as a partner. Thought pics, but LOL, must be hard feeling so trapped. Well, maybe you should have asked me more about what I do for work before you decided to date me then. A little late now. Keep taking me for granted, go model, it's a fulfilling life, you'll love it. Real depth and substance and sustainability for relationships, but actually, I'm done with this convo. His whole take on modeling is unnecessarily rude in my opinion. And I mean, again, we don't know what's going on. I've said that a million times, but let's keep that in mind. But it's also like modeling and acting have a lot in common. So I don't really understand why there's this belittling of modeling. Modeling and acting are two separate careers and they're both valid, but I really don't see how it's healthy to basically shit on your partner's career in order to make a point. But I digress. Maybe it's time for you to be clear with me about what your boundaries are regarding how I spend my time when I'm not with you and how much change you expect me to make in my life compared to how much you are making in yours. I've had serious relationships before and I've never had a boyfriend be so particular about how I spend my time and who with. You literally asked me this morning if it's okay for you to kiss a gorgeous, intelligent, talented, accomplished woman on camera, and I said yes because I love you and I trust you and I trust that you love me and that this won't change that and that you'll be professional. It's a scene at work with hundreds of people around. Not the vibe as first point culture. Then here she says, that makes me feel like you're testing me to see if you should keep me around or dump me because there's something wrong with me, like I'm a nerdy, dorky, unaware, naive idiot socially. I hear you. And then he says, those are your words, not mine. Then apparently Jonah says, take some accountability and operate with respect. It's that simple because I'm tired of your attitude towards surf culture, that contest, and that place because I deserve respect, period. I've been more than patient and then shit like this is still here. Fuck that contest, fuck that place, and fuck not respecting me always in every situation within surf culture or you don't get it. And you don't get me. It's hurtful and unacceptable to me. Get it? I don't know if you get it or care or give a shit about that more than me even after Dr. Stern has said it loud and clear. Dr. Stern is the couples therapist that we were seeing once a week for about 4 months. In this particular case, I don't know how much context is necessary because I do think that what we are potentially seeing is a repeated disrespect towards her career. Basically telling her to let go of the entirety of surfing, whether that be surf culture, whatever surf culture entails, contests. I really do think that is unfair, and based on what's being shown, it really does seem like he was asking her to leave behind basically the life that she had created for herself, which again is alarming because ideally you merge your lives together. So then here it seems Jonah responded to a message that initially says, I agree to everything you said, except I'm not comfortable with you posting bathing suit pictures at this moment because you have not, and then we don't see the rest of the message, nor may I ever want that for my partner, and I reserve that right and I'm open about it. Let me know. We'll respect you either way, but these are my boundaries of this romantic relationship. Thanks. I'd love to know before the premiere so I'm not put in a position of publicly flaunting our love if my boundaries are going to be continue to be disrespected. That would be hurtful and triggering for me. Here's also another screenshot where Sarah Brady says, this is a warning to all the girls. If your partner is talking to you like this, make an exit plan. Love y'all. Call me if you need an ear. It's a screenshot of her picture on a surfboard and it says, respect however you want to live your life. You only get one. Sort of done with explaining myself. She clearly referred to removing posts saying, 3 removed, not the video yet. It is my best surfing video. Would you feel better if the cover frame was different? Any more specific ones that bother you? Yes, one that isn't of your ass in a thong. Not a thong, but K. So honestly, I do think that there are red flags here. Like I said, we don't know the entire thing. Will we ever? Unless Jonah Hill says anything, we will only have a tiny bit of one side. So who knows? That being said, I really do think this brings us to a bigger conversation about boundaries, because as much as people like using the term boundaries, and I see it being used as a buzzword a lot, it seems like there is a little bit of a misunderstanding, and obviously I'm no expert, but the whole point of boundaries is to be clear and set them, in my opinion, as early as possible, because you don't want to be in a relationship for half a year and then be like, hey, this thing you've been doing for 6 months, I've never been okay with it and I need you to change it now, abruptly. Because they might not be okay with changing that thing. And now what? Now you're in a horrible situation, you've invested time, emotions, whatever, with this person, and you might be on completely different pages. And you might have been the whole time, but you didn't have the conversation, so you didn't know. So setting boundaries is something that has to be done in a timely fashion, which sounds a little bit clinical, but really you can't wait too long, especially if it includes cutting out entire genders out of people's friendships. Anyway, you guys can let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to my patrons as always, and I'll catch you guys next time.